Time for a little unboxing for a TEMU order. Thanks for stopping by. Bobby with Lastswimcustoms here. But oddly enough, the TEMU video is one of the best videos on the channel as far as numbers go. So we're going to do a little unboxing from another TEMU order that I did. This one is going to be jerkbaits, and I bought a Whopper Plopper knockoff pretty much. I mean, really, when you're buying a lot of this stuff, it is knockoff, but you're paying such a cheap price for it, so we'll just have to see. I did buy some spray bottles here, and this is going to be great for putting worm oil in them, and hopefully these are decent quality. We'll just have to see as time goes on if they hold up. I think it was like $1 or something for 2 bottles, so pretty cheap, even if they are pieces of junk. I mean, didn't really lose a whole lot at that point. Let's get into doing some unboxings of this other stuff. I'm assuming this is the multi-pack of jerkbaits that I bought. I bought a 5-pack and then a single and then another single. Now, I wasn't really sure what to expect. Okay, these are pretty big, which they have dimensions on the site. So that is kind of what we're working with here. I will take this out of the package here in just a second and get you a better look at these. That is pretty big. I mean, you can compare to the size of my hand there, that is a good size jerkbait there. I really like this color. For some reason, this goldfish color pattern works really good around here. I don't know if it's just because the fish just don't see it, or if it's just, you know, something that they like, because really there's not a lot in the lakes around here that would be this color for them to be feeding on. I don't really think that would be really a bluegill imitator per se, so there's nothing else. Shad around here don't look like this. One thing I do notice, see if you can get a look at it, there is a little bit of a imperfection right there in front of my finger, but for the price you can't really expect a whole lot. Hooks are, they're okay. They're not anything like the Mega Bass or anything like that. They have a lot better hooks on them, I would say, just judging by the feel. I feel like with the Mega Bass ones, if I even look at it wrong, it ends up hooking me. But there is one pattern. Let's see if I can set these out of the way. Like I said, this was a 5-pack, and I want to say, I'd have to look at the price, but it wasn't too bad. It was just pretty cheap, really, overall. I like this pattern, too. This is that silver, a little bit of goldish yellow there on the nose with a red eye. I do like the jerkbaits that have the triple hook. I feel like the hookup ratio is a little better because sometimes they're just nipping the back, and then if you get the fishing where it's really good, they'll be T-boning it from the side. I've caught a lot of fish where they have all 3 treble hooks in them. Yeah, it's a pain to unhook, but if you're catching a big fish, the more hooks you can have in that thing, the better. That is another color pattern we have to work with. The rest of these patterns I'm not crazy about, but for the price, I just went ahead and picked up some options. Because I figure the more stuff that you can throw with these fish and it just be different is what you would want. This one I'm not sure about. It has some interesting dots, has a bright blue top, orange underneath, and some yellow on there. I'm also not sure how deep these are really going to go because the listings they just don't have any information when it comes to a lot of the stuff that I would like to know. When you buy a lot of the stuff in store, you know, it's like, okay, this is a 8-footer or whatever, but it just doesn't seem to be the case. I've never actually thrown this color combo, but I've heard it works. Little strange, got that red front on it, but this is just going to be a trial and error type thing. Something I might throw when I need something different. In the lake I've been fishing, the fish have really liked the green and chartreuse. So I probably will end up throwing this over there. This is a green one here. Not bad. Really, the quality of these feels pretty good. I'm happy with how big they are. I was kind of worried that they weren't going to be very big, but you can see it pretty well takes up most of my hand there. Good size baits. If these will get down, even if they'll get down 6-7 foot, I would be pretty happy with these. I don't know if that lip's going to be enough to get it down that far, so we're just going to have to see. Those are the cheaper ones that I bought in a pack. And then I ordered one by itself because I liked the way it looked. Okay, this is it. This is going to be probably a shallower one. I'm guessing. It says it rattles, and then it has a bunch of what looks like Japanese or Chinese on the back of this box. And it is called a walk fish. And let's pop this open. Come off there. That is a really cool pattern. That is different. That I will catch fish on for sure. It is very, it's shaped very odd. I guess these are shaped the same way, but it looks weird in that small of a profile. I like the gold green color on the top. This will be plenty good for a bluegill impersonation with the blue markings on the side. As far as the hooks go, they're decently sharp. Yeah, they feel a little bit better. At least I feel like they do. It could just be an illusion, but I feel like these are better hooks. They feel sharper to me. Okay, so that is the jerkbait selection. And then let's take a look at the Whopper Plopper knockoff. Let's see, how in the world did they package that? Okay. It's kind of funny, I've never even owned a Whopper Plopper, so I don't have nothing to compare this to. Wow, that is some very descriptive packaging right there. Fishing lure. That does the job. That is wonderful. I love the packaging on stuff like this. Half the fun is just seeing what it comes in, because you don't ever know what these things are going to come in. I'm excited about the jerkbaits, though. I'm definitely going to catch some fish on them. Okay, see if I can get this out of here. They had a few color options for this, but I went with this one just because I felt like it would be a good bluegill imitator, and it is kind of silver from the bottom, so if it is shad's bite, maybe they'll bite it anyways. This thing spins pretty freely. Doesn't feel like it has any resistance. I think it's going to plop pretty good in the water. And this one, as opposed to the other ones, the hooks are really bright silver versus the hooks on the jerkbait are more of a darker color. So maybe different kinds of hooks, I would guess. They're decent. Not overly sharp, but they're decent. I don't know if I would change these or not. Probably. I don't know. I would just have to see how the hookup ratio on something like this is. But yeah, that is a nice little Whopper Plopper. So I'll get you one close up look at these, and then we'll just kind of wrap this up. It was never intended to be a long video, but just figured I would share it since I was going to order these anyways. And yeah, let's check out a little bit of a close-up view. All right, here is a little close-up look at these baits. Finish on them's pretty good. There is the imperfection on that one that I noticed, but that's really the only major problem I noticed on any of them. There's a little bit of a pit there and there, but overall, for the price, you really can't complain too much about this. I'll look at the price of these here in just a minute. That way I'll be able to give it to you. And there is the knockoff Whopper Plopper. But yeah, we'll get some prices on this stuff, and then I'll let you know here in just a second. All right, so prices on these things. The plopper was $1.70. The small jerkbait with the bluegill imitation pattern, it was $2.87, which was the most expensive one I bought. The 5-pack of the bigger jerkbaits was $6.83. That being a little over $1 something a piece for the big jerkbaits, which really isn't bad. And then the 2 bottles were 89 cents. Bought enough stuff to get free shipping, which on there it doesn't take a whole lot. Can I recommend that you buy them? At this current time, no, just because, for one, I haven't fished with them yet. Without me having fished with them, I can't really say that I recommend them. They look decent so far, and I think they'll perform just fine. One thing I will say, that especially if you are a tournament angler, I would probably replace the hooks. Even if it's just a waste, at least you have the peace of mind that you have the best hooks you can have on there, and that your hookups will be as good as they can. The hooks aren't terrible, but if you've ever really had good jerkbait hooks, you can tell a difference. I would recommend getting better hooks. I'm probably going to put different hooks on them. The bodies are fine. Just put some different hooks on them. Take a look at the split rings. Make sure I think that they're up to snuff. But that is what I would recommend as far as the jerkbaits go. As far as the plopper goes, I don't have anything to compare it to. I've never had an actual name brand one. The other reason I'm not going to recommend these basically is just because I like to support people who support our tournaments, and that is just not something that I've seen from these people. Not saying that they don't support that kind of stuff, I just haven't noticed it, and that's just my opinion. I like to buy from companies that when I go watch an elite tournament or an MLF tournament or whatever the case may be, I like to support those companies that support the anglers that are doing that, because a lot of my information comes from anglers like that and just from watching them and learning from them. And I like to support the people who support those people. Kind of like just putting your money where you think it is best deserved. I drive a Toyota just for the simple reason I like Toyotas, and Toyota is a huge sponsor in the fishing world. Therefore, I bought a Toyota. This is just kind of how I want to spend my money, and I just prefer it to be that way. Not saying that there's anything wrong with these and that they don't support people, because they might. That's just my opinion and what I've noticed. Overall, yeah, like I said, change with hooks. Other than that, I feel like they're going to be pretty good. I don't think they're probably going to get as deep as I want, just comparing the bill on those to my KVDs. My KVD gets pretty deep. I don't know if these will get quite as deep as that. So we'll just kind of have to see when I go out there and fish tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to throw a little video together, do a little unboxing in case you were curious about buying jerkbaits from TEMU. I have never done it before, and I was curious because I love to jerkbait fish. I'm an offshore fisherman, and that's just what I like to do. So if you're curious, that's kind of what the quality looks like, and you can kind of decide from there if that's something that you are interested in. Not sponsored, not paid or anything for this. Just I paid for these and decided to do this just because I think you guys might enjoy it. But if you guys want to buy any baits from me, there will be a link in the description to my store where you can pick up some really awesome baits. Right now we got pretty good inventory going, and if you want to buy any awesome soft plastic molds, there'll be a link in the description to Epic Bait Molds as well. Like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the stuff we're doing here on the channel. Hopefully doing some more unboxings, bait making, fishing, all that good stuff. So until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one.